Hello, everybody. How are you? Oh my goodness, what is my hair doing? I just got back from my interview, but the wind is just wild here today in Oregon. It's a beautiful summer day. The wind is just going all the way off. I just got back from my interview and I'm trying to catch up with everything. And I was actually in the process of doing a react to another live that Chantal did when right before my interview, she posted this video. It's a very short video titled My Response to Some Hate Comments. I'm annoyed. Not at y'all. You guys didn't do anything wrong. I'm annoyed at Chantal. I'm really annoyed. I'm annoyed because I am totally confused. What is she talking about? Hate comments. On all of her videos, she puts her comments for review. Do y'all notice that despite her doing a live or a video, there really aren't that many comments, and the ones that are there are really, really nice? Like, you'll see some nice comments, but you'll never see any snarky ones anymore. That's because she puts them hell for review. Okay? So this is why I'm confused, and this is why I'm annoyed. I don't get it. She's talking about hateful comments at the same time you never really see them on her videos or her lives, if she can help it. So what are you going off about this time, Chantal? What is it? Like, what's the matter? Did you not get enough Snickers today? Did Salah tell you you can only have takeout twice a day versus 20? What happened? What are you crying about? I'm so annoyed with you. So annoyed with you. I can't with her. You know, much ado about nothing. Any reason to make a video, huh, Chantal? Any reason to make a live? Boy, you and Salah are just doing the most over there, aren't you? He's doing stuff on his gaming channel. You're doing stuff on your main channel. Any reason in the world to do a live or do a video? We're just going to roll with it, right? You complaining about the hate comments wherever they may be, it's not going to stop the hate comments from coming in. Look, all right, let's just talk some sense and sensibility here. You chose to make a profile and a channel on a public platform. Now, follow me. I know this may get a bit hard for you. You chose to make a channel on a public platform. Public, not private. That is very important. Please remember that. So you made a public platform. You wanted the public to watch you. You wanted to get them to watch you when you became monetized so that you got paid through Google AdSense for them watching your ads, right? You invited the public onto your platform. And because it's the public, guess what? The public watching your content as it is, they have a right to their opinions, to their feelings, to their comments. It just works like that. It's not a private platform. It is public. You want to make money off the public, but yet you don't want to hear the comments and the opinions and the feelings of the public. Although, in true lolcow fashion, you overshared, Chantal, and you still, to this day, keep oversharing. That is the stamp of a lolcow. They overshare. They share too much. They don't have private lives. They live completely on YouTube. Their whole life is YouTube. That is you. You don't have a personal life. There is not another life away from the camera. You live your life completely on camera because this is your story. You're playing a character and you never want to get out of character, ever. You don't want to acknowledge Chantal Marie Sorrow. You want to live completely in the character Foodie Beauty, although I don't know why. She's not a good character, not well liked, not well respected, done a lot of awful stuff, said a lot of awful things, been offensive, been vulgar, been gross. I don't know why anyone would want to stay in that character full time, but this is you we're talking about. So, you want to come to the public. You want to make money off the public. But yet when the public does what the public normally does, and that's speak their feelings on something they're being shown or something that they hear, you got a problem with it. Too bad. This is a public platform. If you don't want to hear the thoughts, feelings, and opinions of the public anymore, then take your butt to Patreon or OnlyFans or some other private forum, lock all of your content behind a paywall, tell all your feedy people to follow you there, and you won't have to hear from YouTube no more. As long as you're on YouTube, as long as you have a public platform, as long as you make your videos and your lives viewable by the public is going to keep commenting, especially with you doing the content that you're doing. The self-harm content, eating copious amounts of food, talking about your diabetes, at the same time eating 4,000 calories in one sitting and 10,000 milligrams of sodium. Yeah, people are going to say something, especially those that are not well or that have diabetes or have dealt with diabetes. They're going to look at you and say, are you crazy? Is there something wrong with you? There must be something wrong with you, because no normal diabetic would do that. As long as you act out of pocket, then people are going to say, hey, you're not acting right. Straighten up. You don't want to hear from them? Take it out of the public eye. Go private. I really wish you would. You shouldn't be doing self-harm content, period. But if you're going to do it in a private forum. And that way, those who want to see it, who want to enable it, who want to fund it, they can do so. And the rest of us, who are the general public, that we are not into the food fetish, we don't have to look at it. It's not going to be on YouTube hurting anybody else or trigger anybody else. And anybody who might have an ED, they're not going to come across it by mistake or by accident, and it might affect them negatively in some way. So, no time for your complaining today, madam. No, ma'am, not today. So that's where we are, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm fired up. I'm annoyed with her. Not at y'all. We're good. I'm not good with her, though. And I'm just going to let her have it. You guys okay with that? All right. Tell you what. Let's go to Twitter. I found a couple of things on Twitter. Let's see. All right. We just save a couple of clips before we get started. All right. We're not going to stay very long because I just got home from my interview and it went well. Okay. But I got a lot of catching up to do. A lot of catching up. So let's just go ahead and go to Twitter and show some brief clips. Okay. So for those of you that are on Twitter X and you want to follow me on Twitter X, it's Wild Girl Sarah. Whenever I do a live or a video, I always post it there first, just in case YouTube, they drop the ball with notifications. So if you want to make sure to get notified from everything that I do here, if you're on Twitter X, please follow me. All right. So let's start with this right here. Okay. Perfectly Imperfect says, Foodie Beauty says she took a lot of time deciding whether to forgive Scatman for cheating on her just one night. But she's totally not desperate. Oh, no. No, she's not desperate. She wasn't desperate when he proposed to her after 48 hours. I mean, that wasn't desperate either. No, we're just talking about two people who were madly in love. You know, they saw each other on the video chat. Sparks were flying all over the place. Fireworks were going off. Champagne bottles were popping. You could hear the angels sing. It was magical. Who could deny these two destined lovers to come together? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. But let's watch the clip courtesy of Perfectly Imperfect.
I've really taken the time to evaluate the situation and in my own way. Like, I just did basically a lot of thinking overnight.
There was no thinking. There was absolutely no thinking. And I'm probably going to give the answer to the question that a lot of people might be asking right now and have been asking. I'm going to give an answer that might work, might be viable here. As the public, as part of the public, I'm going to give my public opinion. And if you don't like it, Chantal, well, suck an egg. So here's my thoughts on it. I think Chantal is hanging on for dear life to Salah for a couple of reasons. The first one being because she's a narcissist and she's a sore loser. She doesn't like to lose. And anytime she meets a man and she creates a channel for him or she gives him money or gifts, to her, that's like making an investment, you know? Like the more things she does for that man, the more she feels she owns him and he owes her. So here's Salah, and she's given him lots of money and she's helped him with his channel and pumped up his gaming channel and all of that. Bought him a bunch of stuff. So she's made some heavy duty investments by her standard. So therefore, Salah's not getting away from her, because if he did get away from her, she would feel like the biggest sucker ever. You know, kind of the way she felt with Natter. All the things she did for Natter. And the more she did for him, the more he didn't want her. And the more he rejected her, the more unhinged she became. So, she's with Salah. But the person, Foodie Beauty, Chantal, that left Canada and spent 2 years in Kuwait is not the same one we're looking at today. Before, she was 200 pounds lighter. And she had a lot less health problems. She stayed in Kuwait long enough that she's gained a bunch of weight. And she's gotten bigger, more health problems. And they're popping up more frequently. I feel, and this is reason number 2, why she's hanging on to Salah, is because she knows, given her lack of income, because her income is not the same as it was when she was with Natter, given her lack of income, all of her health problems, her increased weight, that if she lets Salah go or Salah gets away from her, she will not be able to find a replacement. She will be all alone. And that is Chantal does not want. She likes to be able to say, where's your husband? Where's your boyfriend? You know, to her, men are something that she uses for validation and also as a weapon to throw in the face of single women, to make being single seem like a really bad thing. And it's not a bad thing, Chantal. See, I don't know who brought you up saying what to you, but there's nothing wrong with being single. Sometimes being single is a healthy thing. If you got a lot of issues and you're working on yourself and you've got to devote all your time to yourself, being single just makes sense. And God bless all of you married people or you people in relationships. You got somebody, it works. God bless y'all. You know, when two people to come together and they are each other's best friend and there's love and there's companionship and there's trust, it's a beautiful thing. But that's not what we're talking about with Salah and Chantal. This is not a boyfriend-girlfriend thing. This is not a husband-wife thing. This is a employer-employee thing. But there's a difference. The employer-employee thing, like, she doesn't acknowledge that. She honestly thinks that if you work for her, after a while, she owns you. That you're just going to owe her for life until she decides she's going to let you go. Possessive, obsessive, creepy stalker behavior. Chantal, if you were a man, you would have been put in jail a long time ago. But you knew this guy was a romance scammer from the jump. You didn't care. You wanted the fantasy. You wanted to know what it was like to be in a sort of fake marriage. You wanted to know what it was like to be married because you knew the way you are right now, the way you behave, as incorrigible as you are, as gross as you are, as unwilling as you are to take care of yourself, to better yourself, to hold yourself to a certain standard or have morals or values. No man worth anything would want to be in a relationship with you, never mind marry you. Men marry women that are worth something, that have value. Men marry women that they feel are their best friend, their lover, their confidant, but they're proud of that woman. And they want to shout it from the rooftops. I love this woman. She's wonderful. I want to show her off to the world. Has anybody ever felt that way about you? No. And that's your fault. That is completely your fault. because you made it your business 8 years ago to build up this horrible image of yourself on YouTube, to be as gross and disgusting and offensive as you could be. And you rolled around in all of that evil like a pig rolls in mud. You covered yourself in it. And now you can't get that mud off. It's there forever. And there are consequences for creating that kind of public image about yourself. One of those consequences in that it affects the ability to get in relationships, whether it's personal or business. Nobody's going to want to touch you. Nobody's going to want that stain on them. If they're living a quality life with morals and values, they don't want nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing. They don't want all your corrosion touching them. I mean, this is the life you chose, and now you got to deal with the consequences. But you're with Salah, and you know if you let him go, there's not going to be another one. No man is going to look at you with all of your health issues, you being 550 pounds of trouble and stress and frustration and insecurity and jealousy and possessiveness and unhingedness. And they're going to say, yeah, I'll take that on. Oh, no, no. No, man's going to look at you and go, hey, man, I don't care what you pay me. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. If you watch this video, you're probably saying all kinds of awful things to me right now, but you know I'm speaking the truth. You know I'm speaking the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, but sometimes the hurt is what you need to get better. Okay? So you forgave Salah because there is nobody else. There's nobody else standing in line to be your man, to be your companion, and you don't have the money anymore to pay for one. You're barely scraping by in Kuwait. And you know it. And we know it too. And you hate that. You hate the fact that all the reactors, all of Girl World, we know where you are. If you were riding high on the hog, why are you having to do all these doggone mukbangs? Why haven't you retired from that yet? You're broke and you know it, you're broke. You're working class broke. You know, you're basically doing the mukbang so you can support your addiction and also to pay for your fake husband. All your money goes for paying for things that really don't matter and are bad for you. All right, so let's keep going. Hidden Truth says, Foodie Beauty, she says she receives a lot of DMs from people asking her for help financially, but she said she can't. Instead, she offers a prayer, as if she prays. Except she probably doesn't even pray because she isn't even reading the Quran. She refused to share people's GoFundMe pages too, part 1. So I guess this is from the latest mukbang she did. It looks like it. Let's watch.
The owner of the McDonald's here in Kuwait, because each franchise is owned individually, and maybe they have to pay franchise fees, but McDonald's here put out a statement that they've donated I think $1 million to Palestine, and they support Palestine. So there's also some products I know I can't boycott. Like I think now people are saying Google is affiliated with Israel, and I obviously technically that's my employer. Like I can't boycott that.
Oh, you could. I mean, if you felt strongly about it in your heart, you could boycott. You could just stop working on YouTube and go do something else. I mean, if you're really passionate about it, but you depend on YouTube to make you money and to be a portal for all the feedy people to see you so that they pay you for cameos for more feedy content. So you got to keep that portal open, don't you?
I'm drinking Lipton. So I just, if the McDonald's and everything here, the Burger King here were supporting Israel's efforts in the war, then
Foodie, you know what? I'm just going to say it. Before Salah, you didn't care about none of this. And even after Salah, you don't care. You're acting like you care. Actually caring is a lot different than acting as if you care. You don't care. You don't care about anybody. No one but yourself and your addiction.
Real occupation. So, I mean, yeah, that's just one of the reasons. But I have other reasons, like I don't really want to get into.
I just want to bring this up because it's important. When Chantal was in Canada and the whole thing with the Kai Bella text blew all the way open, you know, Chantal had professed to all of us that she was a reverted Muslim woman. But the moment she found out about the text and Salah, she was ready to take off her hijab and her abaya. She's like, what am I wearing this for? Which proves to all of us that she's wearing those things for the wrong reason. Also, another interesting tidbit that happened. So before Salah, before she put on the abaya, before she put on the hijab, she was sitting in the kitchen with Pete. And she looked at Pete and said, well, do you have to be Muslim to wear an abaya and a hijab? And Pete looked at her weird and said, probably. And she said, just shrugged her shoulder like that and said, oh, I guess I'm Muslim. That should tell you everything you need to know about how serious she is about being a reverted Muslim woman, about the faith. To her, it's for her alone. No other person of the Muslim faith, for her, it's cosplaying. She's living a lie. And she thinks she can just be a chameleon and slip into different things and become different people. And this particular form that she's chosen, this is so unlike her real natural self. Her real natural self is not modest, is not mannerly, is not spiritual. Her real natural self is hedonistic, feral, savage, rude, gross, nasty. So she's trying to portray a certain image, but the person beneath the clothing is so different than the persona she's trying to project on all of us. That's why the two aren't working together. That's where the aggravation's coming from. And yet, she can't get mad at Girl War because she did this herself.
But none of them have to do anything with like me not wanting a ceasefire and everything.
Why is she speaking on this? She does not care. She just doesn't.
Else. So, or free Palestine. It has nothing to do with that. So I am just like taking a step back from boycotting brands and not.
Oh, I get it now. I see. Hold on. I'm a bit thirsty. Pardon me. Let me see if I get this right. So she came forward and said that she was boycotting certain brands. Is the reason why she's not boycotting brands anymore is a lot of those brands are associated with things that she likes to eat and things she likes to drink. And as long as she's boycotting, she can't have those things and she wants those things. Kind of sounds like it.
Not really gonna partake in that anymore. So yeah, so that's my sentiments. I can't speak for Salah. I'm just speaking for myself. So yeah, I know it's gonna like cause a lot of people to say, you know, things about that, but
You know what, Chantal? I'm going to speak for myself only. And any other reactor, they can say what they like. They have their channels, they have their voices, and a lot of them are very well spoken, intelligent, witty, sarcastic, humorous. Hats off to all of them. They entertain the people. I just don't care. You know, look, if you want to sit and you want to eat all this food, if you want to eat 10,000 calories a day, what can I do about it? What can anybody do about it? For years, the reactors have told you, you need therapy, you need inpatient. You need to stop this, what you're doing, before you end up either in the hospital or the morgue, before you reach a point where you lose a limb or you have a heart attack or a stroke. There's people that have been in your own chat that have tried to give you good advice. You don't want to listen. So as far as the caring people, I think we should all just stop talking, meaning we should stop caring, because you don't care if we care. You don't care for yourself. You're not taking in that constructive criticism and doing something with it. You want others to care. You want this sympathy. You want this super chats. At the same time, you won't do a single doggone thing to improve your life. You want to continue on the destructive path that you're on. You want to get on camera with your food addiction, and you want to get your fix in front of the camera, in front of an audience, and find audience members who will pay for the next fix, pay for you to get high, support you. Even if all they do is support you in silence, you're looking for that toxic hug box that'll keep everything going until you can't go anymore. And you end up in a pine box. And I don't want to hear any crap from you saying, oh, you're wishing bad things upon me. No, ma'am. No. No, every time you do a mukbang, you're wishing things upon yourself. You are saying, I don't care. I'm texting the Grim Reaper right now. We're in a conversation. He might come see me soon. Has nothing to do with me. I'm not forcing you to do anything. Neither any of the reactors. We're just reacting to what you show us, and what you show us is self-destructive, toxic, negative behavior. It is gluttonous. It is gross. It is triggering to people that have EDs, and you don't give a crap. So if you don't, then we don't have to give a crap either. We just don't have to. All right. Mo Translates says Chantal is online whining about wanting to eat but can't because she doesn't want to be bloated tomorrow. She's clearly hungry and has food on her mind because she is restless and complaining about wanting to eat. She went live in vertical mode and the filters are not filtering. You know, she says, I can't have any more calories. I ate too many. Well, whose fault is that? And do I believe that she's going to adhere to a certain calorie base and stick with that? No. She makes the money. She controls the money. I don't care if she eats 10,000 calories. If she looks at Salah and says, hey, go get me some donuts, go get me some paneer, go get some French fries, he's going to go do it because, as I mentioned earlier, he's the paid employee. He's paid to do certain things. If he's paid to do certain things, he gets a certain paycheck. So he's going to give her whatever she wants because he has no power over her. He's going to give in to her. If he doesn't give in to her, she has a temper tantrum. And she brings that up. I'm the one making the money. I'm doing all these mukbangs. You need to go get my food, blah, blah, blah. She'll act like a spoiled child. What power does he have over her? None. As long as she controls the money, he ain't got nothing to say. Indy says, so instead of a giveaway for Eat, for example, Foodie Beauty tells her paying members, VIBs, that if they want her art, they have to pay for it. And they have to pay shipping. Yeah, that was a live that I was actually reviewing, and then I got cut off because I had something to do today. I had somewhere to go. There's lots of much smaller channels that do giveaways. I've seen many of them do it. And here's Chantal with a 100K channel, and she hasn't done one single giveaway. Ain't that sad? Not one. Not even something really simple. She doesn't give things away. She takes things from people. She's a taker. She's not a giver. Her mindset is if she gives something to you, her mind will automatically go to, you know, I just sent them X and I could have kept that for myself and I could have used it. She's not a truly generous person with a generous heart. She's always thinking of herself. Always. Always. Coffee drinker and let's draw says Foodie Beauty blanking herself for money. I love that for her. Don't delay. Feed a fatty today. Payments to Salah Al Rafe. So this was a drawing done by, I guess, by Let's Draw. You know, I have to say, not only is it a good drawing, but it's pretty accurate. Well done, Let's Draw. Thank you, Coffee Drinker, for sharing that. Okay, Acadia Strong says Foodie even commented on his channel talking about Ghost Gamer. So she interacts with them outside her own channel. So Ghostface Beauty's channel, Ghostface Gamer. Here's Chantal leaving a comment. Oh, thanks, Beezer. This is so nice. May Allah bless you. Ghostface says back, most welcome. God has willed it. So this is typical of Chantal. She's very much the control freak. It's not enough that she controls people on her channel. If you are a mod or you're a frequent Beezer, she's going to take note if you're in somebody else's chat, even though she doesn't have the right to control where people go and voice their opinions. If she sees you in somebody else's chat, and God help you if you go to a reaction channel chat and you just voice some frustrations about Chantal, she's going to have something to say about you. Like, she's a YouTube tyrant. If you become a Beezer, you better stay on her channel and her channel only, unless it's a channel that she's friendly with. If it's a channel she's not friendly with, you're going to get punished. But here's her. It looks like she's trying to control Ghostface Gamer by making her presence known on his page. And do I think it's disgusting because he is an A minor? Yeah, I do. It's gross. Why are you watching him like a hawk, Chantal? Back off. Florida Salt and Sass says Blackberry Dream Whip with fresh strawberries from this farm. Florida Salt and Sass. Wow. That looks so good. I'm actually jealous. A little bit. Not like mad jealous, but man, that looks good. I'm going to have to go to YouTube and find a recipe. Shenanigans says the fact that Ghostface felt the need to post this after exposing himself as a minor and then pretending out of nowhere that they're actually an adult with a full-time job insinuates to me that actual adults convinced him to lie to cover their sick butts. Wonder who they could be. So here's the tweet from Ghostface. Not tweet, I'm sorry, just post from Ghostface. Saying, hi, Miriam, I can't beast today because I'm currently working full-time and short-staffed this week and currently in break. So may God reward and see you soon. Wish you luck. Yeah, so there's a lot of attention on Ghostface Gamer. So I think people around him, Chantal, Salah, told him to lie low and act like he was older than what he actually is so that they wouldn't get so much heat. Because right now they're getting all kinds of heat. Everybody's talking about this. The fact that Chantal has an A minor in her chat modding for her. He really shouldn't be there. Yet she allows him to mod. And she's not saying a word. Really not saying a word. Okay, let's keep going. Oops, wrong tab. Sorry. All right, so Lilu, the ginger witch, says F, she really's gunting full speed to that dirt nap. My goodness, it's like she actually wants to go. This is worse than before her medical emergency where she was praying to get better and change. This is sick crap. She should be kicked off YouTube for this. I agree. I absolutely agree with you, Ginger Witch. Why does YouTube allow this crap? This is so bad. This is so bad. Y'all can see that the mukbang that she did for Mr. Beast. I mean, why? Why? I mean, if she wants to do this kind of content, there are forms she could do it. Does she not have enough feedy people in her back pocket? Can she not go to a private forum and do it away from YouTube? I mean, I think that would be the best thing. That way, nobody that doesn't want to see it, they don't have to. Okay, Kelly says, Foodie, you are disgusting. Your underwear to see if they're clean. Actually, Kelly, I hate to say it, but yeah, she's done that before. She did it back at the villa. Yes, ma'am. And her pants, too. Foodie's got this weird quirk of smelling things. Weird things. Yeah. Okay. If you know, you know. If you've seen it, you've seen it. All right, so let's get into the video itself. Let's get into it, y'all. Like I'm in such a mood. I've had a great day. I'm not mad at all. I'm just annoyed with her. I've had a very productive day. Maybe that's why I'm annoyed. I've been productive. Everything's looking good. And then I got to deal with this individual who is such a negative black hole abyss of misery and anger on YouTube. Just like, why? All right, let's get into the video though. Let's do this. We're going to cover this one. I'm going to start on the other React first, the one that I kind of abandoned just to do this one real quick. All right. So let's go.
You just have a pressing question for me you want answered. All you have to do is request a personalized video or direct message.
Shut up. You know what, Chantal, we know what you're using the Cameo for. You don't want to get busted on a feedy site. So you're using Cameo to do your feedy videos. I don't know why it would bother you to get busted on a feedy site, since clearly you are comfortable with doing the feeder corn on YouTube, like out in full view of the public. Why that matters to you. But you're bothered if people know that you're catering to those people. So you having a private profile where clearly that says you're catering to them bugs you, but doing it on YouTube is perfectly fine. You're weird. You're so weird.
So this is a video I want to make once and once only.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So the title is My Response to Some Hate Comments. Here's the thing. You don't have to give a response. Miss, I don't care. If you don't care, you don't care. And if you don't care, you're not paying attention. And if you're not paying attention, you don't have to comment, right? You got nothing to say. You comment when you do care. Or in your case, you want to make a video because you're desperate for content. You're desperate for any topic. You know, doing what you normally do. Taking a mountain, a molehill, and make it into a mountain. Just to make a few bucks. But you don't have to respond. You're responding not because the hate comments bother you. You've been on YouTube for 8 years. Hate comments, you just slide right off your back. You know the kind of content you do. You know how it affects people. You know the responses you're going to get. Why does it bother you? Why do you have to make a video? You really don't. You wanted to for the purpose of making money. That's it.
I feel like I've already explained this at the time that this incident happened, but I want to talk now about kind of the fallout effects of what happened between my husband and I.
Why do we need to hear it again? That happened a long time ago. Why are we bringing it up? Oh, that's right. Because let me look. Today is the 22nd, y'all. This is the last week of the month. And she's really got to push it, you know, got to go full steam ahead. She just got paid from YouTube today, I believe it was. Or if she didn't get paid today, she'll get paid on Monday. I don't know how her payday works because she's Canadian. That might be delayed a couple of days. But this is the last week of the month, the last week of the pay period. So you're going to find any and every reason to go live, do a video. You'll criticize anyone. You'll rage at anyone just to make a few bucks off of it. And you're so desperate to keep the reaction channels reacting to you. At the same time, you don't give us much to react on. You know? You're weird. You're absolutely weird. You want us to pay attention to you. You want us to do reactions to you. At the same time, you're incredibly boring. And then you get upset when you see the reaction channels reacting to other people and starting to branch out their content. How can you get mad at us for that? If you're not doing much, if you're saying the same things over and over, if you're doing nothing but mukbang content, which makes everybody nauseated, can you blame us for moving the F on? No, you really can't. People come to our channels to be entertained. They come for a laugh. They come to spend some time with us, have a good time with us, talking to us. And if you're not giving us anything, what are we supposed to do? There's nothing to do. You want to run your channel into the ground? Madam, it's your forum. You can do precisely that and nobody can stop you. But just because you're running your channel into the ground doesn't mean we don't care about our channels and our audience. People come to us to hang out, have a good time, be entertained. We are going to entertain them. We're going to give them quality content. And if we can't do that through you, we'll find somebody else. We'll find something humorous or funny or interesting or unusual. There's so much out there. Truly, there's so much out there. The pasture is wide. There's so many cows with so much unusual milk. And they all taste different. It's good to bring in different things and different people. Keep things fresh. You become really, really stale. A lot of people are saying so. Not just the reactors. The audience are like, I can't stand this woman. And I totally get it. But you want us to look at you and spend our time reacting to you? Like me? I'll sit down and do a reaction to you. A normal reaction takes like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on the video and what's going on. Just reacting, that's 2 hours out of my day I could have done something else with. So if I'm not having fun, why bother? That's why I'm like, screw your mukbangs. I ain't doing them no more. Nope. Nope. Other people can do it. God bless them. You know, I just can't. I'll wait for the lives. I'll wait for the other videos. It's just how I do things here. But doggone it, Chantal, if you're boring, you're boring. And you are boring. And you're especially boring in this moment where you're so desperate for content that you're pulling stuff out of the closet covered in cobwebs and dust and dusting it off, trying to make money with it one more time. Nobody cares about what happened with you and Salah. Nobody cares if you forgave him. Nobody cares you took him back. Nobody cares that he's there. He's there on your channel with you by your choice. He's ruining you. He's ruining your channel. You want that to happen, so be it. Enjoy the ruins.
I don't really want to talk about what happened, but I want to talk about the reactions to what
Oh,
happened.
shut up.
I know the internet is forever, and these kind of reactions will probably never totally go away.
By her including this screenshot of Yaba, the YouTube Underground, this proves that she watched Yaba's live stream, because this is a recent screenshot. Yaba cammed up. Chantal's been screaming, all you reactors, none of you cam up. I bet they're as big as I am or bigger, yada, yada, yada. She kept talking all kinds of trash about Yaba. Yaba cammed up. Made her so mad. But you're kind of proving my point by doing this, Chantal. You know, like, you just want to see the reactors' faces so that you can look at the faces or look at the bodies and have something negative to say. You know, you think you can bait us to go live on camera. That by us going on camera, you can look at our pictures or look at our video stills and say, oh, this person's ugly or they're fat, da-da-da-da-da. It doesn't change the fact that you're a messed up individual. It doesn't change the fact that your life is all messed up. It doesn't change the fact that your health sucks and is getting worse. It's not going to change your lack of mobility or your bad breathing or the fact that you're 60 grand in debt with the Canadian government. It's not going to change your bankruptcy, mama. It's not going to fix anything. You're looking for a way and a reason to be nasty. But is that way and that reason going to fix anything in your world? No. But it makes you feel better in the moment to scream out negative things to somebody else. Because inside you, honestly, you know this. You are filled with self-loathing and self-hate. Tell me I'm wrong. You don't like yourself. You hate yourself. I bet you wish every day that your life was different. That you could trade places with somebody else. Trade bodies with somebody else. Here's the thing. You only get one soul and one body. There are no replacements. You can't send the body and the soul back for a refund if you don't like it, or if it's broken, or you do things to it and it gets damaged. You get what you get. So the best thing you can do is take care of what you got. And if something happens and you get a little bit broken, a little bit bruised, fix it, heal it, make it better. You'll feel better. But you don't want to get better. You want to stay miserable. You want to stay hateful. And you want to go off on other people and their looks and their weight. But that's not going to change the fact that you're 550 pounds at 5 feet tall and you don't like yourself and you hide behind a million filters and you're so lacking in social graces and a moral compass and morals and values that every single person that's around you now, you have to pay them or buy them something for them to spend time with you. You don't have any free, real friends. There's no one that truly wants to be around you because you are just that bad. You're just that bad. You don't have any good energy. You haven't had it in a long time. You can go off on Yaba all you want. You're not going to hurt her. You can go off on FFG all you want. You're not going to hurt her. Their lives will go on. And they'll do what they do. No matter what you say. You can scream until you're blue in the face. You're not going to hurt them. You're not going to hurt any of the reactors. All you're doing is hurting yourself. You may wake up to that fact one day. You may not. But it's useless and it's pointless to be a generator of such a negative energy and self-loathing and self-hate and think by trying to bait people to cam up. And once they show themselves, like you're having a gotcha moment, insulting them. No, the only one who's being got is you, because you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to break anybody down. You're not going to embarrass anybody. You're not going to drive anybody off the internet. So quit trying, okay?
Will never totally go away. These reactions will never totally go away. And I don't expect that. But I'm here to say that I don't care. I've deleted a lot of comments and blocked a lot of people, which I will.
What comment? Like, what comments is she talking about? Look, I react to Chantal, and I looked at the comments. You guys know that. I'll show that during my react videos. I'll scan the comments, and there's no negative comments. She has them held for review. So what is she talking about? If there are negative comments, they're comments that we don't see. So why is she so upset? Also, Chantal, when you don't care about something, you don't care about something. I don't care means you don't care at all. You don't give it a second thought. But you care enough to make an entire 14-minute video. So if you don't care, why are you talking about it?
Will continue to do who just continue to visit my page. And if I have content with my husband, which of course I'm going to do,
he's not your husband, but go ahead.
A big part of my life. You know, these comments will say things like, stop forcing your husband on us. We don't want to see him. Okay, number one, I don't care if you don't want to see him. And who's we? I want to see him. And they're
You know what? If you want to see Salah, you can see him off camera. If people on your channel, if you're getting a lot of people saying, look, we don't like Salah, we'd rather not see him. And if you're over there and you're all about the analytics and you're concerned about the views and you're concerned about the money, you're concerned about the super chats, you used to be concerned about those things, Chantal. You used to be on top of your analytics. And you would sit there and brainstorm different story arcs, just flipping things around constantly to keep people interested. You used to care about that stuff. Now you don't care. Now you're all about your hedonistic impulses and desires. I want what I want. I don't care if it ruins my channel. Even if people are saying what they don't want to see, I'm not going to care about that. I'm just going to do what I want to do. Hey, run it into the ground. Go for it. This is the Foodie Beauty channel, not the Foodie Beauty Salah channel. If people want to see you and Salah, there's the couples channel. Why aren't you doing couple stuff on the couples channel if you want to show him? Why has that been abandoned? Because it's not making enough money? I mean, why are you putting couples content on your main channel? That's the question.
there's still a lot of people who want to see him. And I'm
Like who?
not here to excuse what happened. A lot of people seem to think just because I didn't put on camera our discussion about everything and our makeup.
I wasn't in the room. I wasn't in the room. But I can almost guarantee what might have been said. Okay, I'm just going to take a guess. Hold on. I'm going to take a guess about the discussion that was had between Salah and Chantal after everything broke. And it went something like this. Salah, we had an agreement. I'm trying to sell this story arc on YouTube. And I want to make it believable. All that I asked of you was to be nice to me on camera and hold my hand and pinch my cheek every once in a while, and for you to play the part of my husband. It doesn't mean you had to be my actual real life husband. Just play this part on YouTube. I'm trying to get people to buy this thing, to buy into it. I'm trying to get them to buy this fantasy, which is my fantasy. I want them to buy into it. I'm trying to sell it to them as well. And it's not going to work if you step out and you go to that forbidden tree and you pick the Kybella apple off the tree and you want to take a bite. It's one thing for you to run around privately. Nobody knows about that. But what you did was you chose somebody off the internet and it was exposed what you did. And because it was exposed, this whole fantasy of mine that I tried to turn into a selling point, something profitable in front of an audience, it's now busted wide open. How can I sell it now? I can't. Everybody knows you stepped out with somebody else. I'm trying to hold it together. Like the whole thing is basically broken. You stepped out and did that to me. Like my whole life is YouTube. My story arcs are YouTube. And I want people to be invested in me and my story. And you ruined the story. You added chapters that were not approved by me. You added a narrative that I didn't proofread ahead of time and changed the story entirely from what I was trying to write. Unacceptable. But because I don't have somebody else in the wings ready to take your place, I'm going to take you back. And I'll put up with you and you put up with me because I'm still going to stick to this story arc because honestly, it's all I got left. It's all I'm holding on to at this point. I don't have a home back in Canada. I barely have a place to stay here in Kuwait. I got nothing else. I got to hold on to this story. That's, in my opinion, how the conversation went.
That I just totally just accepted everything with ease, and that's totally not what happened at all. Okay, so yeah, I totally blamed him more because the other person involved is just a fake two-faced clout chaser and irrelevant to my life. But yes, I totally blamed him more. And
as well you should. Look, you guys aren't really married, but even if he's your fake husband, where does the responsibility lie for the monogamy in a relationship, whether it's acted or not acted? It falls on to the partner that you're with, because they're the one that's supposed to be committed, not the outside party. You can't get more mad at the outside party. Get more mad at the person that's supposed to be your partner. But you got more mad at Kai Bella, put the blame entirely on her, when really it was his fault because he was stepping out.
the thing is, though, is like I said many times, I evaluated our relationship. You even seen in those text messages between them that he's never done this before, and I want to give him another chance because marriage.
She's so stupid. She's so stupid. He's never done this before. Oh, really? Oh, really? Well, can I just bring something up? For someone who's never done this before, this guy has enough knowledge about Instagram that he knows to put things on a certain setting where as soon as the conversation's over, the conversation is deleted. It was only because Kai Bella had a second phone that she captured those images. But for someone who's never done it before, he's so innocent, he made sure to have that setting on. So are you sure he's never done this before? And why would someone who doesn't have anything to hide use that setting? Unless they have done it before and they don't want to get caught.
It takes a lot of work, and I'm kind of understanding of the situation because I physically cheated, not just text messages. There was physical affairs, several.
And you know what? This is part of her insecurity and her jealousy. She's a very insecure, jealous woman, is our Foodie. And that might be just something inside of her, like her issues. But another part of it might be because she's done wrong to people. She's done a lot of wrong to people. And those who do wrong, they are always afraid of the consequences, the backlash, the karma, the repercussions of their actions. And they are forever running away from that boomerang that's headed straight for them, that wants to bonk them on the side of the head. She cheated on Pete multiple times, broke his heart. She was with BB, cheated on him, broke his heart, ruined that relationship. Then, of course, there was that, the Mary guy. I remember the Mary guy. The one that she was seeing with the fiance in another country, and she was so proud of herself, saying, oh, the wife is in another country, so technically it's not cheating. It's okay. It's an arranged marriage. So look at all the wrong that she's done to people, all the lying she's done. She's trying to prevent the backlash. She's trying to prevent paying for what she's done wrong. And she thinks that by controlling the men around her, really controlling them, that'll stop from happening what she's done to other people. She's cheated on people she does not want to be cheated on. But guess what? It happened anyway. And it happened on your watch. This guy that you paid, his head was on a swivel. He was looking around. And that wasn't the first time, Chantal. That wasn't the first time. That's the funny thing. That's the punchline of the joke. Let's see. Let's go over the different incidents. Let's bring them all up. There was the pictures of a woman on Salah's phone that you found, and you got furious. That was the first offense. Then the Red Room pictures. That's 2. Then the Kybella thing. That's 3. And then something weird happened in Thailand. You said that something was on the TV, some adult stuff. I don't know exactly what happened, but I felt like something did, because after Thailand, things were not the same between the two of you. So there's more than one offense. But you're so desperate, and you're so lonely, and you're so in need of a caretaker, and you're too cheap to pay a real one. You want to hang on to him, thinking that when you become bedbound, he's going to take care of you. He's not. He doesn't have the patience. He doesn't love you. He doesn't have the medical training. So if you've got this master plan of being bedbound, and he's just going to serve you frozen grapes while you're sitting on cushions, you might as well just take that dream and put it in the trash and burn it. Because what you're thinking and what the reality is are going to be completely different. So you want to forgive Salah, forgive him. It's not out of love. It's out of desperation. Because there's no one else in line. No one else has taken a number and sat down and is waiting for you. He's the last one in line. And you don't have the funds to buy another one.
On somebody I was deeply in love with and somebody I loved a lot and cared about. And it was just I was younger.
Not that much younger.
Many years ago. It's happened several times. And
you know how awful that sounds? It's happened several times. So you're a serial cheater.
Since then, I've never done it again. I've never done it again. I've had the opportunities to, and I've never done it again.
Sure, and you did. You had several opportunities. Sure, you have.
Would never, ever, ever cheat again, ever. So I've grown up in regards to that.
You know what? She hasn't let go of Natter. I promise y'all, she has not let go of Natter. She still talks to him. I mean, I showed a video recently, a react. I forget exactly who showed it. I would want to give credit right now for that person, but I honestly can't remember who posted the tweet, but the tweet is in the video. It was a screenshot where Salah was following Natter, which I thought was weird. Why would the present sugar baby be following on Instagram the past sugar baby? That's just odd. Unless A, maybe they're all friends, or B, Chantal gets on that account to talk to Natter secretly. That makes sense to me. That her sneaking around to talk to him because that's something she's done before. But she's still talking to Natter. And she might be giving him money. I don't know. But when it comes to men in Chantal's life, she doesn't let them go. She can't let Natter go. He was the one that got away. Barely, but he did. And I'm not taking up for Natter. Don't like the dude. But she's a sore loser, like I said. Like her pride just cannot take. She didn't win the prize that she wanted, so she still wants it. To this day, she wants it. If for anything, for the sake of her vanity and her pride.
There's things that about the situation that have made us stronger communication wise, in several areas. And we've moved on. So for people to come to my channel and say, don't force your husband on us after what happened, he's human. Like, he messed up.
Listen, shut up, Chantal. Just shut up. We're not stupid. Okay, you need to get that through your thick head. We aren't stupid. We know what you're trying to do, what you've been trying to do. The whole scandal thing happened with Kai Bella and with Salah, and he disappeared for a while. But you're trying to bring him back and make him a part of your channel. You were very unhappy with him not being a part of your channel because you wanted that illusion of being a married couple. How can you do that if your husband's off camera? So you're trying to bring him back, but it's too late. People already know what he did and what he said to Kai Bella. Things will never be the same, no matter how much you want them to be. Everybody knows he's not the devoted husband. Everybody knows he likes to step out into the red room and he's texting other women and saying really disgusting, degrading, nasty things. Freak that he is. The story arc is broken. You just need to accept that. Nobody believes the two of you truly are husband and wife. It's stupid to continue this thing. Makes no sense. And still you try to bring him back. Nobody wants to see him. He adds nothing to your streams. He adds nothing to your videos. The only time he talks is when you feed him lines to say. Even after 2 years, the interaction is awkward. It's so awkward. No synergy at all. It's stupid. It's really stupid to continue on with this man when everybody can see he's not into you, not even a little bit. Nope. He's not going to be into you. You've been trying for 2 years. He feels the same way today as he did back then.
Stop. It's not up to you. He doesn't owe you anything, random Debbie on the internet leaving comments in my comment section. Like, he doesn't owe you an apology. He doesn't expect forgiveness from people he didn't hurt. And I'm the only one who needs to forgive, and I've done that. So if I've done that, the content.
Okay, let's get it straight. Chantal never forgave Salah. She's a narcissist. She's wrathful. She's vengeful. People like that do not forgive. What they do, if you slight them, is they hold on to that hurt and they forge it into a weapon to, in a sense, beat you over the head with it if you buck up and speak up for yourself, or you get into an argument with them. They'll take that hurt that they forged into a weapon and they will slap you with it. They'll bring it up and use it to cause you some kind of pain or get some kind of leverage over you. And that's what she's done. There's no true forgiveness here. No, she just turned that slight into a weapon to have power over him.
I'm sure is shocking, but it was consensual. So people need to stop defaming and saying he's a predator or this and that.
I saw the text, Chantal. That was just straight up nasty. The things he wanted to do, like, there was so much anger in him. I don't know what it is, but I sensed a lot of rage with the things he wanted to do. A lot of rage. I don't know where it was coming from, but just rage. Not healthy, not normal.
There's so many different interests that people have 10 times worse than that. safe words exist for a reason, right?
You know what about that? I'm not doing this to safe words. I'm saying this to you. Safe words exist with scenes, consensual play. The text that I read, they were just foul. Absolutely foul. Religious blasphemy and desecration and degradation and desecrating crosses and crucifixes and pooping on them. Oh my God. Like, where did he even come up with that? Like, why is that a thing with him? Hurting women? What the heck? Of all of these fantasies to have, he's going to have one with Kybella that there's degradation, there is humiliation, there's using scat. Ew. Okay? Ew. It wasn't just a poo fetish. It was just elements of just humiliation, degradation, just religious degradation. It was so disturbing. So disturbing.
So it's not predatory behavior. He's never hurt a fly. He's never harmed me in any way other than this incident. And that's why I chose to forgive him, because we have a solid marriage.
You know what, Chantal? I bet to this day, when you found out what he was into, I think you're a bit of a deviant yourself. I think perhaps you have some fetishes of your own. I'll even go so far as to say that you have a poo fetish. And there's been evidence of that in your past videos. And for those who are wondering, can you clue us into what the evidence is, Rose? Well, I'd be very happy to tell you. Please listen. Let's see. The many times that she would be at the villa, and sometimes even at Natter's house, she would literally sit on the bed, sit there, and poo her pants. She wouldn't get up and try to, stop herself from messing herself and running to the bathroom. No, she would sit there and actually mess her pants and then get up giggling like a freaking maniac as if it were funny. Again, she did it at Natter's place. She did it at the villa. There was one live stream she did where she was sitting on the couch singing and she felt it coming. You were looking at her face. She knew what was about to happen and she didn't try to stop it. And she got up giggling like a maniac, going to the bathroom. I honestly think Chantal has a degradation, humiliation fetish. She might have a poo fetish. Somebody asked her once, what kind of videos, adult nature, do you like to watch? And she said, scat. Scat is poo. And there was another video that she did a long time ago. She wanted a statue from an artist that was made out of poo. So she's got a fascination with it. I bet Chantal thought that if she forgave Salah, that at some point he would include her in on some of his activities. But Chantal, if he wanted you, he would have came to you first. He wouldn't have gone to Kybella. You are not his type. He's not attracted to you. Hanging around does not mean he's going to want you more. As a matter of fact, every interaction the two of you have where you're stuffing your face and you're eating like an animal is a complete turnoff for him and makes him want you less. Yet you're not putting two and two together in your head and you're figuring that out. You just think if you pull up in a parking spot next to the dude, at some point you're going to get what you want. You're not. And you know that. But you're not going to lose the game. But the only way to win at this point is to stay parked in that parking spot and not move. So you're not really getting anything, but you're not losing anything either. You're just stuck in that parking spot in limbo, wasting your time like a moron.
I'm understanding based on my actions of the past that I was able to use to fully evaluate the situation. And It was a side of him he felt he had to hide from me. He didn't want to expose to me as his
And
wife.
that's a problem. You two were supposed to be really married, right? Newlyweds. And here is something that Salah is not telling you. Intimate relations between a husband and wife, that is part of the glue that holds a relationship together. It's not everything, but it's part of the glue. It makes up the glue that holds people together in love. Respect and trust are also part of it. But if you're with somebody, even if you're not married, they have fantasies, they're not going to you, that's a red flag. It means they don't want you. Let them go. They don't desire you. If they desired you, they would approach you somehow. They would start the conversation. He didn't even start the conversation with you. He hid it from you. And not because he loved you and not because he respected you. He just simply didn't desire you. And you just won't admit that. If this man does not look at you with desirable eyes, he wants nothing to do with you like that.
And I understand that. So for people to keep it going as some kind of shaming element, it's not going to work. Because like I said, we worked it out. We moved on. We're the two people.
But you know what? If the two of you moved on, if you worked it out, great. But guess what? This is the internet. We don't forget. And we're going to remind him every chance we get. And if he doesn't like it, and if you don't like it, the both of you can leave. Or don't go to people's channels and get in their comment sections or get in their live chat. Stay in your own yard. And you won't hear from the rest of us. But as long as you keep wandering around being nosy, you're just making yourself aggravated, and that's on you. You may want to move on, but the internet's forever, baby. Once it's there, it's always there. So deal with it. It is what it is.
In the situation, not anyone else. Things like this commonly happen in relationships.
What?
Just because we're public figures doesn't mean we're not human.
Oh, wait. Stop right there. Things like this normally happen in relationships? No. No. Not like this. No. Oh, wait. I see what you're doing, Chantal. I really see what you're up to. You're trying to normalize what happened. Oh, this is normal. It's a normal thing. That a newlywed couple, the husband will step out and want to see other women. No, it's not normal. It is not. And the things he wanted from Kybella, also not normal. You're trying to normalize it to make it seem like it's okay. It's not okay. So not okay.
And I'm totally over it. I love this man. I love this man as a person.
You may love him all day long. He don't love you. He's not in love with you. It's all one-sided. And you know what? You know what I think, Chantal? I think when you say the words, I love you, what you actually mean is I need you. Love is balanced. Love is equal. Love is respectful. Love means you care about yourself, but you care about the other person too. You don't feel love. You don't have a big enough heart to feel for another person, to care about another person, to be respectful of another person. You're one-sided. So what you mean is, I need you. I need you to be around. I need you to walk beside me in public so that I don't feel embarrassed or people stare at me. They'll stop staring at me a little bit. I need you to be my caretaker. I need you to go get my takeout. You need him, but you do not love him. You're codependent on him. And codependency is not love.
I love what he's done for me. I love what he continues to do for me.
So you need him. She's submitting it right now. She needs him.
And he's a very, very wonderful, protective, providing, loving man. Okay? And we are determined to make this marriage work because we love each other.
You mean the marriage arc? Because that's what it is, a marriage arc. It's not a real marriage.
And we're together out of love.
No, you're not. No. No, you know what? You're right. Thinking about it for a second, you're right. You're absolutely right. You are in this marriage for love, just not the kind of usual love. He's in it for the love of money. You're in it for the love of food. So you both get along.
You know, despite all odds of us, our age difference, our cultural differences, my health issues, and coming to our accounts and just leaving stupid hate about the situation, you'll just be blocked over and over and over again. We don't care. They don't hurt our feelings. If they did, you know, we wouldn't be on camera. We wouldn't continue to move on. People make mistakes. We have a right to move on from that, just like everyone else.
She's sitting perfectly still and just talking. And I'm just now picking up how out of breath she is. That is scary.
In life who does.
I mean, she's literally like this. We have the right to move on. And I mean, just out of breath talking.
Worse things or does things that they regret and they learn from it and they move on. I'm not weak. I'm not desperate.
Yes, you are.
I'm, you know, I've really taken the time to evaluate the situation.
No, you haven't. You're with Natter, and everybody warned you about Natter. You didn't listen. Many times you caught him looking at other women through his phone, talking to other women, and still you stayed with him because you did not want to lose him for some reason. And here you are with Salah, and you're repeating the same life lesson with a different man, and you still haven't learned.
And in my own way, like I just did basically a lot of thinking overnight. And then the next day, you know, I came out with that because
she's so stupid. So here's someone that allegedly cheated on her. He did a big no. Big, huge. Now he step out. He did it publicly with a beezer. What is it with your beezers, Chantal? I mean, you hate girl world so much, and yet, if you think about it, your own beezers, a few of them have done the worst harm to you. Wasn't it a beezer who took Natter away from you? Wasn't it another beezer that got Salah's attention? I mean, what is it with your beezers, dude? You're so busy looking at girl world and the reactors, and we're awful vultures and people that some of your beezers, man, I don't know about them. I don't know.
With my final decision, in retrospect, honestly, I wish I could have kept it at, you know, just not even talked about it. I'm sure that would have driven people crazy.
No, that would have driven you crazy. You gotta let it out. What are you talking about? You can't keep anything to yourself.
Because people, you know, the sick thing is that this was brought public to try to have some kind of clout and like 15 minutes of fame and no care or regard for anyone's feelings in the matter, you know? So it's just really bad that people are like that. And
says the biggest clout chaser in the world, who's always going on TikTok to see what's going viral, and then she tries doing a viral video. Says the person who goes around to the reaction channels and other mukbang channels, and she borrows content ideas and music and intros because she can't have a single original thought in her head.
And but it was public, so I had to say something about it. So and yes, I was very upset. And like I said, we have worked through that. I worked through it off camera. I know you guys are not used to me dealing with things off camera, but Salah's really helped me with that in my life. Appreciate privacy, especially in a relationship, because it's damning to a relationship to make it everyone's business when it's not. It's not. So the you know, Debbie Downers the virtue signalers, the people who come to my channel and say, stop forcing your husband on us. Guess what? You don't have to watch my channel.
You know what? I'm going to go on record saying this. Chantal, I hope that you keep Salah on your channel. I really do. Now, before anybody comes from my neck, hear the rest of what I have to say, and then you'll understand. Chantal, I hope that you keep Salah on your channel. And I hope that you show him for one reason and one reason only. Because by having him on your channel, your views are going to continue to tank. People are going to continue to be irritated with him. You're going to lose more and more beezers. You are going to get less and less super chats. You are going to make less and less money. So please feel free to have him on your channel. Have him around, and he's going to help make everything go to ruin. Let it happen. It's what you want anyway. Who can stop you? You know you should get rid of him. Ever since he stepped into the picture, things have been going downhill. You don't want to get rid of him because that's attached to your narcissistic pride and ego, and the pride and the ego just cannot let the boy loose. So have him around. Watch your views drop and drop and drop and drop, and the money just get more and more tiny. Maybe one day you'll figure it out.
You have millions of other things you can watch, literally. So if you come to my channel and you see my handsome husband.
Oh, God, he's not that handsome, bro. I mean, the filters that you use apply to him, too. I wonder what he looks like for real off camera. You've aged that man so much within a matter of a couple of years. Do you know that, Chantal? He's got the same dead look in the eyes, 1,000-yard stare that Pete's had and BB had. There is no life left in Salah. You took it all from him. He looks so much older now because of you.
Who's still a wonderful person despite his mistake. If you can't see that, you don't deserve to watch him anyway. And you can just go and watch something else. Whatever, you know, like, it is what it is. He's my husband. I love him, and he's always welcome in any way on my channel.
I wonder if they had a fight. Is this why she's love bombing him right now?
In videos, whatever, you know, people sending hate as if he did something personally to you, and to take it far and to defame his character by saying he's a predator and stuff like that is just ridiculous. He's never ever harmed a single person. So,
well, you know what? I don't really care about his character, but I will go on record as saying that, in my opinion, you're a predator, Chantal. You are a dangerous predator. You're a danger to yourself, and you're a danger to others. You do self-harm content on YouTube, and you expect to be compensated for it. You're obsessive. You're jealous. You're insecure. You're controlling. You are a predator. And if you were a man, you would have been in jail a long time ago. The fact that you're a woman doesn't make you less a predator. It just means you haven't gotten caught yet.
oh yeah, he doesn't have a criminal record, which is more than I can say for a lot of reaction channels. So before you judge a situation that's not even yours, doesn't affect you, didn't happen to you. I mean, this happened to me, and I've moved on. So what right do you have to keep beating a dead horse over and over? Like a
You know what? Listen. Shh. Stop talking. Listen, Chantal. You're aggravated because you can't completely control the narrative. You can't control every single person, what they think, what they say, what they do. When somebody starts talking about a topic and when they stop. That drives you mad, doesn't it? That you want to control all the narrative everywhere all the time, and you can't. In your mind, you think, well, I don't want them to talk about this anymore, so they should all just stop. It's not that simple. People can talk about whatever they want, however long they like, and you just have to deal with it. If you don't want to hear it, stop up your ears.
2-year-old. A lot of people in this community have to grow up. Okay.
Ma'am, you're 40 years old. You're over there acting like a baby, talking like a 4-year-old with your baby talk. You did the other day. Hi, Julia. Can I touch your bell? I mean, sounding ridiculous. Maybe you need to grow up. Start talking and acting like a 40-year-old, not a 4-year-old. You're not cute.
Okay, like seriously. I've done so much worse. Like I said, I've had full-blown affairs on people I was in love with. These affairs meant nothing, you know, and there's so many reasons I did them, but I regret it. And I've grown up and I've learned, and I understand these mistakes that people make because I've made them too. And I know,
ma'am, there are mistakes and then there are bad choices. A mistake is something you do, you don't mean it. It might have been an accident. That is a mistake. But meeting up with a person and pulling your panties down and they pull their pants down and the two of you get to do the dirty, that's not a mistake. That's a choice. And if you're with somebody, that's a really bad choice. It's a really selfish choice. And you're trying to call it a mistake. No, it was a choice you made that was bad, that hurt other people. Your life has been all about bad choices, not mistakes.
most of the time, it doesn't have anything to do with loving a person or not. So it's sometimes personal demons we fight. And if you want to make a marriage work and be with someone forever, you're going to have to understand that they're going to make mistakes. And you,
again, I'm just going to say it, and this applies to both Salah and Chantal. What Salah did with Kybella, that wasn't a mistake. That was full-blown adult conversation, and that was a choice. Just as her stepping out with other men, that was also a choice. There were no mistakes made, just choices made.
you know, at least another chance is warranted, in my opinion. And that was the decision I made. And if you can't respect that, you don't have to, you don't have to agree with it. But just know that if you come to my channel and you're just going to spread negativity and hate when we've moved on, I'm just going to block you. So it's whatever. I don't care.
And you know what? Even if Chantal blocks a person on her channel, is it really that big of a deal? Is there really a great loss here if she blocks somebody? Not really. What are you missing out on if you get blocked? You're missing out on boring content from a boring content creator that all she wants to do is get on YouTube and do self-harm content and gorge herself with food. Oh, the tragedy of it all. You're missing out on all of that negative content. It would seem like a bonus, in my opinion, to miss out on that. Because that means you can go somewhere else and be better entertained by somebody.
We 100% do not care what any strangers on the internet think of us. Or
then why did you make this video, dum-dum? You're not making sense. People who don't care, don't respond, don't make videos, but you do.
A relationship or about what happened at all. 130%. So yeah. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
We've heard that before too. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Okay, until next week.
Again, Salah, after it happened, didn't come on and say anything about it because he doesn't owe you anything.
He was scared. Salah was scared of Girl World. We're a vicious bunch, aren't we? Bunch of bullies we are. Shame on all of us. We're out of control, all of us wild animals. He was scared of Girl World. We'll chew him up and spit him out, and he knows it.
He didn't do anything to you guys personally, any of you. He talked to me about it, and I'm the right person to talk about it because it's involving us. So
he's the employee, you're the employer. He's like, boss, what should we do about this?
Yeah. And that's all I'm going to say about the matter. You can continue to make drama out of it. People still make drama out of my Cuba rage.
Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Y'all, I think I just figured it out. I was like, what prompted this video? She just gave it away. So Mr. Snowflake has another channel called Under the Hood, and he's been doing lives covering the old Cuba rages, as well as doing the episodes on Chantal on his main channel. So that's showing a lot of who Chantal was and what she did. And she just brought it up. So is that the reason for this video? Like, she's just trying to sweep her past under the rug and say, don't look at it. It's my past. It doesn't matter. And she's fessing up to the things she did because the video clips are out there where she's talking about it and she really can't deny it. I think that's it. I really think that's it.
Which is just ridiculous at this point. It's been like over 2 years now, I think.
It doesn't matter. There's lots of people that are hopping into Girl World. They're brand new to everything. They don't know the 8 years worth of lore and history on you. It's brand new to them. And maybe they'd like to know. And maybe they'd like to view and be part of an audience. What might be old news to some of us who've been around for a long time is new news to people that are just hopping in. So it's still interesting to some people, Chantal.
Anyway, even 2 months is still like a long time to, yeah. But anyway, whatever. It's because I'm boring now and I don't have that kind of drama in my life, and I'm thankful for it. I'm very...
You know she's mad. She's so mad that here's Mr. Snowflake showing her Cuba rage and still getting great views with it, even after all this time. I'm sure that burns her britches. The fact that people are still showing her older content and doing lives with them and entertaining people, and people are responding. Nobody's bored with the old stuff yet.
Happy and thankful that I don't have that. It doesn't mean that getting married and moving here and reverting changed everything in my life just like magic. It's not like that. There's no switch, you know. But I'm going to continue to work on my happiness and my...
You know what I think? In a nutshell, Chantal, I think the time that you spent in Canada, you did so much to wreck and ruin your life, your body, your health, your mind. You just went the distance with destruction, inside and outside, to the point where you forced yourself into a corner, one so tight you couldn't get out. And then once you realized that, you decided to put on the abaya, put on the hijab, pretend to be something you're not, to get away from some of the ruin that you caused, to escape from it. But wherever you go, there you are. You can't escape who you are. You can't escape what you've done. It'll follow you forever. You're not showing people now that you're a different person, that is your past. You're exactly the same as you were. It doesn't matter what clothing you wear. The person underneath the clothing is exactly the same. The only difference is physically you're worse than what you were before you got on the plane to go to Kuwait the first time. But the persona is the same underneath. The way you talk is the same. The rages are the same. The immaturity is the same. The vulgarness is the same. The jealousy and insecurity and possessiveness, all of that is the same. Nothing has been healed. You wanted to stay broken because you're too busy making money off of being broken.
My health and everything else. And like I said, I do that mostly behind the scenes, deal with my private life. And
You don't have a private life.
I think mentally it's better for me, as I've said before. And same thing with blocking all the crap you hate. It's just not needed.
You know, I'm so wanting to find out. I'm so wanting to find out what's going to happen on the 30th. She'll be gone before then and back home to Canada. We'll find out.
So I don't know how you people are not tired of the same stuff over and over. But anyway.
She's so bothered that people are doing retro reacts. Hey, reactors, did you hear that? She doesn't like us doing the retro reacts. Let's do some more and really tick her off. We might be rewarded with a real rage this time. That's one of her triggers. Let's do some retro reacts and make her mad.
That's it. That's all I'm going to say. And yeah, for the rest, and those of you who continue to support us, watch us.
Yeah, whatever. Shut up. What do we got here? What are the comments? See, all these comments are just supportive. Supportive. Editing the comments. That's okay. Do what you will, Chantal. All right, guys, that's it for this react. From us react. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here and go ahead and post it to my channel. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I was doing another react to one of her lives, and I'm like, this one looks a bit more interesting, and it was. So yeah, I want to react to this one first. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Man, is it hot outside? It's hot in here too. I'm going to relax and cool off for a little bit, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.